ജ്ഞാനാഞ്ജനാശലാഖ്യ ചക്ഷുരുന്മിളിതം യേന തസ്മൈ ശ്രീ ഗുരുവേ നമഃ. ശ്രീചൈതന്യമനോഭീഷ്ടം സ്ഥാപിതം യേന ഭൂതലേ സ്വയം രൂപകഥാ മാഹ്യം ദദാതി സ്വപദാന്തികം. വന്ദേഹം ശ്രീഗുരും ശ്രീയൂതപദകമലം ശ്രീഗുരും വൈഷ്ണവാംശ്ച ശ്രീരൂപം സാഗ്രജാതം സഹഗണാ രഘുനാഥാന്വിതം തം സജീവം സാദ്വൈതം സാവധൂതം പരിജനാസഹിതം കൃഷ്ണ ചൈതന്യദേവം ശ്രീരാധാകൃഷ്ണപദാൻ സഹഗണ ലളിതാ ശ്രീവിശാഖാന്വിതംശ്ച ഹേ കൃഷ്ണ കരുണാ സിന്ധോ ദീനബന്ധോ ജഗത്പതേ ഗോപേശ ഗോപികാ കാന്ത രാധാകാന്ത നമോസ്തുതേ. തപ്തകാഞ്ചന ഗൗരാംഗീ രാധേ വൃന്ദാവനേശ്വരി വൃഷഭാനുസുതേ ദേവി പ്രണമാമി ഹരിപ്രിയേ. വാഞ്ചാകൽപതരുഭ്യശ്ച കൃപാ സിന്ധുഭ്യഃ ച പതിതാനാം പാവനേഭ്യോ വൈഷ്ണവേഭ്യോ നമോ നമഃ. ജയ ശ്രീ കൃഷ്ണ ചൈതന്യ പ്രഭു നിത്യാനന്ദ ശ്രീ അദ്വൈത ഗദാധര ശ്രീവാസാദി ഗൗര ഭക്തവൃന്ദ. ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ 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 ഹരേ ഹരേ, ഹരേ രാമ 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 ഹരേ ഹരേ. നമോ വിഷ്ണുപാദായ കൃഷ്ണപ്രസ്ഥായ ഭൂതലേ ശ്രീമതേ നാമിനെ. നമോ വിഷ്ണുപാദായ കൃഷ്ണപ്രസ്ഥായ ഭൂതലേ ശ്രീമതേ ഭക്തി വേദാന്ത സ്വാമീതി നാമിനെ. നമസ്തേ സരസ്വതി ദേവേ ഗൗരവാണി പ്രചാരിണേ നിർവിശേഷ ശൂന്യവാദി പാശ്ചാത്യദേശൈതിധാരിണേ. മൂകം കരോതി വാചാലം ഭംഗം ലംഘ്യതേ ഗിരിം യത്കൃപാദമഹം വന്ദേ ശ്രീഗുരും ദീനതാരിണം പരമാനന്ദമാധവം ശ്രീ ചൈതന്യമീശ്വരം. ഓം നമോ ഭഗവതേ വാസുദേവായ. ഓം നമോ ഭഗവതേ വാസുദേവായ. ഓം നമോ ഭഗവതേ വാസുദേവായ. നാരായണം നമസ്കൃത്യ നരം ചൈവ നരോത്തമം ദേവീം സരസ്വതീം വ്യാസം തഥോ ജയമുദീരയേത്. നഷ്ടപ്രായേഷു ഭദ്രേഷു നിത്യം ഭാഗവത സേവയാ ഭഗവതി ഉത്തമശ്ലോകേ ഭക്തിർഭവതി നൈഷ്ഠികീ. കൃഷ്ണായ വാസുദേവായ ദേവകീ നന്ദനാച നന്ദഗോപകുമാരായ ഗോവിന്ദായ നമോ നമഃ. നമ പങ്കജനാഭായ നമ പങ്കജമാലിനേ നമ പങ്കജനേത്രായ നമസ്തേ പങ്കജാംഘ്രേ. ഹരേ കൃഷ്ണ. Sorry, little bit late. So today we are going to read from Canto 3, Chapter 22 and Text 32. So one second, let me open the page. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Okay, share screen is going to be here. Okay. So we'll read the words. Berhishmatim nama vibhuryam nirvisya samavasat tasyam pravishto bhavanam tapatraya vinashanam. One more time. Berhishmatim nama vibhuryam nirvisya samavasat tasyam pravishto bhavanam tapatraya vinashanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Having entered the city of Berhishmati, in which he had previously lived, Manu entered his palace, which was filled with an atmosphere that eradicated the three miseries of material existence. Purport. The material world or material existential life is filled with threefold miseries, miseries pertaining to the body and mind, miseries pertaining to natural disturbances, and miseries inflicted by other living entities. Human society is meant to create a spiritual atmosphere by spreading the spirit of Krishna consciousness. The miseries of material existence cannot affect the status of Krishna consciousness. It is not that the miseries of the material world completely vanish when one takes to Krishna consciousness. But for one who is Krishna conscious, the miseries of material existence have no effect. Now, we cannot stop the miseries of the material atmosphere, but Krishna consciousness is the antiseptic method to protect us from being affected by the miseries of material existence. For a Krishna conscious person, both living in heaven and living in hell are equal. How Swayambhuva Manu created an atmosphere wherein he was not affected by material miseries is explained in the following verses. So we are going to dwell a little bit into the context of this verse. So how Kardama Muni pleased the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Lord Vishnu appeared before him and said, your desire to have a suitable wife to fulfill your desires, that is desires that have been granted to him by Lord Brahma, that is to become a Prajapati. So it will be granted, and Swayambhuva Manu will bring his daughter, Devahuti. And then this marriage has happened already. So Swayambhuva Manu came with his wife Shatarupa and bringing his daughter, and the sage and the king had very beautiful exchanges. How the protection of the Kshatriyas keep the Brahminical culture and the life of devotional service to the Supreme Lord. How the how it is ensures such an atmosphere in the world. And then Devahuti was given in marriage, and with a lot of gifts and everything. And Swayambhuva Manu, like a very loving father, shed tears profusely before leaving his daughter and going back to his city, the Barishmati. And there, after reaching Barishmati, he is sitting on a kusha grass and performing devotional service to the Lord. So he is emperor of the whole world, but he knows everything is coming from, everything is a blessing from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he is now he is entering the palace. And there he was welcomed by a lot of his loving subjects. So, and description of his palace, and which was filled with an atmosphere that eradicated the three miseries of material existence. So, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is saying how material existence is filled with three kinds of miseries. The Lord has said in Bhagavad Gita, Dukhalem Ashashudam, that is this material world. It is both temporary and full of miseries. So that we can briefly go through the three types of miseries, which all of us are very familiar with in discussions many times. there, firstly, the living entity can suffer from both bodily and mental afflictions. That is Adhyatmika suffering. That is sufferings inflicted upon by his own body and mind. We have seen, it is totally impossible to estimate how many kinds of diseases are there, uh, how many kinds of mental afflictions are there, and it is totally very, even for the doctors, it is so appalling to look at the whole thing. Then miseries inflicted by other living entities, Adi Bhautika. Adi Bhautika, that is, inimical relations within one's own family and friends sometimes. They are so, drives one, to the edge sometimes. We have seen many instances, even in the context of in which the Bhagavad Gita is spoken, the two, the same family, the cousins are involved in a huge battle to settle their family rights. So that in today's scenario, the whole world is embroiled in like it is like a battlefield almost. And the number of human beings who lose their lives from year to year, from war to war, it is inestimable. And whatever numbers they come up with, it is more than, much more than that. And the number of women and children, even children, they have no security to life in the name of religion, whether it is the name of God or whether it's the name of political rights or, they are dictators, military dictatorships, etc. The number of the suffering in this material world, and the resources of the world are drained towards that single purpose, to give battle, to in the name of defense. Every resource is going into that one, and then people are suffering from economic necessities and basic livelihood. So in spite of the vast resources nature has blessed with us, people are suffering like anything. Then the Adi Daivika kleshas. So we living in North America, how many times the wildfires and the floods and the tornadoes and the earthquakes, always it is in the news. So same is the case with all over the world. The climate crisis has brought humanity to the brink of existential problem. Whether we are going, how long we are going to be able to live on this planet, our Mother Earth is going to be inhabitable. So all these questions are staring at humanity every day in and day out. And so here we are seeing the description of Manu's palace, which is entering which it seems like the three miseries are non-existent. Is there some such place in the whole world? So that is the power of the devotion to the Supreme Lord. Where the devotee resides, it becomes like Vaikuntha. We have, this Srimad Bhagavatam has given us so many examples of such wonderful emperors who were great devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari. So, for example, Ambarish Maharaj, and then Prathu Chakravarti, and Bharat Maharaj, King Yudhishthira, so many, so many powerful, most powerful emperors who ruled the planet, but still were great devotees of the Lord, and who led the subjects towards the spiritual progress in their lives. And the purpose of life was to uh, to uh, to gain liberation from the material situation altogether. That is Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam. That is the supreme destination. That was the goal of life for the king as well as for the subjects. Here today we have lost that direction of human society, and Srila Prabhupada today being Ekadashi, Moksha Ekadashi day, the day on which Bhagavad Gita was spoken, we can dwell on the very most glorious deed of Srila Prabhupada, who has come to the West and to establish the Society for Krishna Consciousness, and what it is to be Krishna conscious. To be Krishna conscious is to become totally immune to the surrounding calamities, whatever kind of kleshas. The Krishna conscious person is not affected. Padma Patra Ivambhoja. That is Ivambhasa. That is how to live life like a lotus leaf on water. It is not disturbed by anything. So that is the message of the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That is the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, that is the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Srila Prabhupada brought for the entire world to propagate Krishna consciousness. That is Sreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. That is Bhavama Chetodarpanamarjanam Bhavamahadavatmi Nirvavanam Sreya Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. That is this simple process of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and taking to Krishna consciousness. That is establishing one's real identity as being the servant of the Supreme Lord. That bestows on him and that is freedom from, that is the misery of material existence, which is like a forest fire. We don't know when we fell into material world, material life. And it is like a forest fire, the source of which nobody knows. Who triggered that? How it happened? So like that, we've been going on. This living entity has been going on from through millions of lifetimes in all the planets. Brahma, Bhuvana, Brahmanda Pramide Kona Bhagyavan Jiva, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhaktilata Bija. That is, the living entity has been taking birth in so many material bodies and going from planet to planet. But so such a living entity, he, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna, has obtained the seed of Bhakti Laja, the creeper of devotion. So that is the fortunate living entity. That is the message, the greatest fortune of coming to Krishna consciousness as a human being. So such a human being is Jivan Mukta. That is, 1 second. Ihayasya Parer Dasya. Parer Dasya. 1 second. That is, yeah, this one. So, Srila Rupa Goswami is saying, oh, 1 second. Yes, Hare Dasya. That is, oh, sorry. I didn't get the right one. 1 second. Ihayasya harerdasye karmana manasa gira nikhilasu api avastasu jivan mukta savuchyate. Rupa Goswami say, a person acting in Krishna consciousness, or in other words, in the service of Krishna, with his body, mind, and intelligence and words, is a liberated person even within the material world. Although he may be engaged in many so-called material activities, he has no false ego, for he does not believe that he is this material body or that he possesses the body. He knows that he is not this body and that this body does not belong to him. He himself belongs to Krishna and the body too belongs to Krishna. When he applies everything produced of the body, mind, intelligence, words, life, wealth, etc., whatever he may have within his possession, to Krishna's service, he is at once dovetailed with Krishna. He is one with Krishna and is devoid of the false ego that leads one to believe that he is the body, etc. This is the perfect stage of Krishna consciousness. And that is what the purport is saying in this verse. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, that is, that is the Dhiya Artha Vacha. That is, one should use one's intelligence, then wealth and words in the service of Krishna. Then we become liberated. That is, everything that is in possession should be used in the service of Krishna. That is the message of Bhagavad Gita. Yat karosi, yat asnasi, yat juhosi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusha madarpana. That is, whatever you do, whatever you eat, and whatever charity and welfare activities you perform, or whatever austerities you do, do them unto me or offer them to me. That is Krishna's instruction to Arjuna. So I think we are almost, we have 4 minutes. So so this is basically the message of this verse. Krishna consciousness is the antiseptic method to protect us from being affected by the miseries of material existence. So, and the 3 kinds of miseries that we have tried to discuss, and the most abominable situation that the whole of the world has come to face to face with is the lack of any meaning to material education. Material education and technology has propelled us so high, but what is the use of it? It is neither useful for personal peace and well-being, nor for the welfare of the world. So then in this context, we can reflect upon the education that Krishna consciousness ISKCON is offering to the young generation of kids. Right from the beginning, Srila Prabhupada had the Gurukula system. So the basic understanding of difference between body and spirit, and what is Sat versus Asat, and what is discipline, and what is the relationship to Guru, etc. So the Srila Prabhupada's own life story is the supreme example, superlative example, how he came without any kind of material support for himself, or to establish the society. How he lived in very poor circumstances at that age, and had the first copy of Bhagavad Gita published, and then he gave the rest of the complete Bhagavatam, and then the Chaitanya Charitamrita. How many books he published, and how many disciples, and look at the service done by Srila Prabhupada's disciples. And even after his departure from the planet, how the society has thrived and flourished. And he established 108 temples, and today there are more or less like 1,000 temples so there is hope in only at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is what Srila Prabhupada has given us, and it is each one of our responsibility to take it to heart and give it to others, as Lord Chaitanya has said, Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. So having, that's all I would end here. Please add anything, any comments or questions. Hope I didn't misspeak anything. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If there are no questions or comments, then we can close the session, Prabhu. Thank you very much for your
Hare
patience.
Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please
Sorry
accept.
Mataji, I was having difficulties unmuting myself, so the delay.
Okay.
Wonderful class, Mataji, as usual, and lot of good points you touched. The one thing you were emphasizing on civilization and how civilization should be. I was reading some articles recently how civilization is graded and how civilization is scaling and other things. It's interesting how scientists look at civilization. There is something known as Kardashev scale, where type 1 civilization is classified as type 1, where it is basically utilizes the energy at home, the planet, and we exhaust it. So that is where we're probably there, where we are not only utilizing, but we are also polluting ourselves so bad that we are looking at other planets to colonize. How can we colonize other planets when we do not know how to maintain our own home?
Yes, and
Right?
thank you, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances to all glories to Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada has made it very clear. Nobody is extending a visa to you there. At least America will allow so many immigrants to come here, but not to other planets. We cannot go there like that. And as Einstein said, I don't know about what if there is a third world war. Then it will be fought by bricks and stones or something like that, Prabhu. That is, it is so
No,
total
you're
destruction.
right, Mataji.
Yeah, total destruction. That is what, how much, the value of human life is zero. What that is how it is,
No,
everybody is, there is no, totally no human values anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
where this is the madness, like I want to complete what I'm saying, the madness
Yes.
is there is no goal of improving self or humanity, but
Yeah.
the goal is to conquer like Hiranyakashipu.
Yes.
So type 1 is planetary civilization, which we just talked.
Yeah.
Type 2 is stellar. Stellar is basically you go to the sun or your own star and capture it by imposing a huge spear on it, like Dyson sphere,
Yes.
and capture all the energy. And after that, what you do is you go to type 3, which is galaxy, the entire galaxy. Type 4, harness the energy of the entire universe. What are you going to do? Why are you so greedy? Like, it is
Yeah.
said there is enough for every living entity in the universe,
In the
but there's
universe.
not enough for one greedy person. And that
Yes.
is our
Yes.
Hiranyakashipus and all of those.
Yes,
So
Prabhu.
just wanted, so
Yeah.
so there are several other types of scaling of universe, but all
Yeah.
of them are like this is what science is teaching. And like you
Yeah.
said, if we
Mm.
have another world war,
Mm.
then we'll be reduced to
Uh,
you know
yes.
bricks and stones.
Yes. And it is total mismanagement based on, lack of civilization that has brought
Hmm.
our planet to this condition. The
Yeah.
so-called advancement of science and
Hmm.
technology has given no results to the human. There is no safe. People are thinking where to flee in the case of a
Hmm.
nuclear attack. There is no safe residence on this planet for the human being.
Yeah.
Hare
Yeah.
Krishna. Hare,
You're right, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu, for your
Thank you, Mataji.
comments. Hare Krishna. Grandraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Happy Ekadashi and happy Gita Jayanti. Hare Krishna. Look, we can go.